Hi, can you move your head a little? Okay. All right, so the dog and I are going to show you some basics. Well, I am, she's gonna sleep, but we're gonna show you some basics of foot rehab. So one of the things that tends to happen is if people have issues at their knees, their hips, a lot of it tends to stem from their feet. So basically the purpose of what we're doing today is we're just gonna take you through a handful of assessments to see what, if anything, your feet might be doing so that we can figure out if there's anything that we can add to your program to help things feel a little bit better. So you're gonna need a couple of props for this. They're gonna run away from me. You're gonna need a sock of some kind. I'm feeling stripes today, so that's my stripy sock. And then you're gonna need a squishy ball. If you don't have a squishy ball, you can use your hard acupressure ball. It'll just be a little bit more difficult to do the thing that we're gonna do, but we can modify it, it's not a big deal. So we're gonna go ahead and just get started with something called a foot scrunch. Now, I know I'm obviously kneeling here and I'm on and off the ground. You can do this just sitting in a chair or standing up, doesn't matter to me. So you're gonna start, I might not have a head here, but we'll do our best. You're gonna start with your sock right out in front of you, and you're just gonna scrunch it underneath you. So you're really gonna focus on using your first two toes, your big toe and your little toe, to try and scrunch, 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 and get that sock closer to you. You might feel your toes working, you might feel your foot working, I don't know, we'll find out. So you're gonna go ahead and do that on one side and then on the other. So another thing I actually forgot to mention is you're gonna want to take note of the things that you feel the most and write them down. So if you want to do that on a piece of paper, you can pause this, go ahead and grab that now, or you can just keep going with your little scrunches. Very nice. So now we're basically gonna do the same thing, and I'm kind of tired of hunching over, so I'm gonna do it like this, but you can stay standing up. We're gonna do the same thing, but now with a little scrunchy ball. So I'll show you from a different angle what that's gonna look like. You're gonna put the ball underneath where the ball of your foot meets your toes. And then you're gonna scrunch it like you're trying to pick it up. You probably won't be able to, because every time I try, I drop it. But you're just gonna act like you're trying to pick it up with your foot. Oh, hey, I did it that time. Oh, fun. All right, so you're just gonna scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. Try and get all of your toes involved, but you're gonna be doing most of the scrunching with the first two toes and your big toe. So we'll do that side, and then we'll do the other side, same. You're gonna spend around 20 to 30 seconds on each side, nothing too crazy, just to kind of see what there is to see. Awesome. Now go ahead and set that to the side. Now, next up is people's either least favorite thing or, well, I don't think it's anybody's favorite thing, honestly. This is a sliding scale of it might be terrible, it might not, we'll find out. So, step one, most people will find it easier to do this sitting in a chair. If you can reach your foot, that would be a good thing to just put yourself in a position where you can do that. So hopefully you can see this okay. What we're gonna be doing is doing some different lifts of our toes. So step one, whole foot on the ground, ball of the foot stays on the ground. You're just gonna pick all of your toes up a few times, looks like this. If you're having trouble doing this and you're just trying to lift your foot, keep some pressure on the top of your foot while your toes are lifting. Very good. So then next, we're gonna get into seeing if we can isolate our big toe and our little toes. So I usually start keeping my big toe pressing down first. Big toe presses down into the ground and you lift these four little toes. You might notice that this sucks, or you might not feel a whole lot. If you notice that you feel a lot of your foot working, go ahead and write that down. And now we're gonna go ahead and try the other side. So this one for me is a lot harder to keep the four toes down and picking up this toe, but you might be different, I don't know. That's one of the reasons that we're doing this series of tests, because we don't know if we don't test, right? So if you are having trouble getting these toes to cooperate with you, because like same, when I started doing this, I couldn't either, you're just gonna go ahead and hold your toes down so that you actually have a little bit of something helping out your brain. All right, so if you need to pause this, go ahead and pause this now. Do it on the other side. I'll wait for effect. Amazing. All right, so now that you've done both sides, go ahead and write down which variation worked for you the best. If you notice that like this was super, like you couldn't separate the toes at all and just lifting these toes was hard, then that's probably going to be your variation you're going to do. If one was harder than the other, go ahead and write that down. That's all really good information for us to have. All right, so next thing, we're going to get into a foot stretch. Now to do this, again, I'm sitting on the ground, but you can do this sitting in a chair. That's going to be probably the easiest thing for the most people. So sitting in a chair, just get your leg in your lap, like when you cross your legs. I'm obviously sitting differently. Bear with me. And then we're just going to stretch our toes. So you're going to go ahead and grab your hand, pull your toes back like that. And then you're going to alternate. So pulling everything forward, really stretching your toes in the other direction. Good. And then stretching up and down. Here you're looking for any sensations. We spend a lot of time following and trying to decipher sensation. So if you notice anything, if you notice this feels like a really good stretch, fabulous, let me know. If you don't feel like this is a good stretch, here's what we're going to try next. If you felt like you got what you needed out of that one, leave it there. So, sorry I don't have a head anymore, but we're going to go ahead and pick your toes up and then roll your toes over until the tops of your toes press on the ground and alternate between the two here. So you're kind of stretching the arch of your foot to the top of your foot and alternating between the two. If you get to the point where you're just kind of up here and this feels just like so much sensation that you don't even know what to do, that means you need the other variation. So go ahead and stick with that. Let me know which one you do, because this is what I'm going to put into your program. So we had a handful of things to write down. It was, how did the toe scrunches go? How did the ball pickups go? Which variation of toe lifts did you do? The first one where you lifted all your toes, the second one where you're lifting all four of your little toes, or the third one where you lifted the big toe. This looks stupid. And then which foot stretch did you like the best? So go ahead and write that down, put that in the comments of your workout, and make sure that I get that, because I'm going to use that to put into your next workout. So I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.